Welcome to Spider-Verse Minute, the tri-weekly podcast where we watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 1 minute at a time. I'm Sean Slater.
And I'm his sister Caroline.
And today we open minute 89 with the gang looking over the Collider and ending a minute later with Doc Ock trying to get closer to Peter.
I have titled this minute, The Fight Begins.
Before the fight begins, though, it was a little shocking how quickly Gwen was willing to be just like, yeah, I'll stay here.
Right?
She's like, yeah, I'm gonna abandon all my family and dad,
my
dad and friends.
You have more waiting for you back in your universe than Peter does.
Yeah, I understand that, it's the heroic thing to do.
Oh yeah, but still,
it was still kind of funny where she's like, no, you don't have to, Peter. I can do this. It's like, okay, Gwen, go home.
Yeah, it's like, go home. It's good that you bring up that part too, because in that moment Peter glitched, and then while she's talking, all of the other spider people glitch except for her.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a subtle way of being like, yeah, she's more stable. She could stay and be fine, or at least more fine.
I just figured she would be fine, through the battle more.
There's that, too.
Yeah, I don't think they have a whole lot of time left.
No.
She maybe would have lasted, another day or two, if that.
Maybe.
But, yeah, and then Peter goes on, he's like, no, I can do this. And
I've made up my mind.
Yeah, and as he's giving them directions and everything, I noticed that, he lowers his voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's his bossy, I'm in command, I'm the boss, it's time to get things done voice.
Yeah.
And it sounded really funny.
It did. I like when I go on the roof and he's trying to find the panel. He does the same thing that the other Peter does, which is bang on the wall a few times.
And they both find it so quickly.
They really do.
Maybe we don't see the 45 minutes of him just banging on all of the panels trying to find the right one before this, but it feels like they both go almost directly to the spot, and I guess it could maybe be a bit of spider sense, but
it makes sense to me that Miles's universe's Peter would be able to find it relatively easier.
Yeah, because
he's been on that case for a while.
Yeah.
He's been following it for a while. This Peter hasn't, so, how did he find it so quick?
Maybe that's just where all the villains put their things. It's always
far up in the ceiling where no one can reach it unless you have spider powers.
In the ceiling, halfway, halfway in the middle of the room. Yeah, and then when they get their spidey senses, suddenly Gwen's like, I need to whisper.
Yeah.
Instead of just talking normally like they have been doing.
Especially because they know we're here.
Yeah.
And it's well, yeah. You're literally in a giant white room with a beam. It's not like you're hiding.
Yeah. And they knew you were here. Probably the moment you landed on the glass dome.
There's that as well. Yeah. I found when they're getting into the fight. That we see them glitching during the fight as well.
Yeah.
My favorite thing though, we're kind of jumping around a bit. I don't have much notes for this. Is before the fighting really goes down, it's when you see Liv's arms.
Yeah.
Kind of starting to slither out, and I'm like, oh, that's creepy. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, it does have a very this is, I feel the most octopusy they feel in the movie, where if you ever look at videos of octopi doing tasks or whatnot, they always seem to do this kind of it looks like they do a sort of tapping around,
feel
trying
around
to feel
type thing. Yeah.
And then this is when her arms do that. And yeah, it's it's such a cool, sinister way she just slowly descends from the ceiling.
I love how she can stay right side up as well.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to hang upside down. I'm like, That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so funny, but it just looks really funny to me.
And it's cool too because you can see like the way they have it shot. You see the ceiling panel get lifted up from the inside, and and then she descends.
I love how she doesn't hide the fact that she knows his identity either. She's just
Yeah.
like, "Hi, Peter." Or no, good to see you again, Peter. That's
Yeah.
what it is. I'm like, wow, she's great.
I was surprised she didn't make any comments about the friends he brought with her this time. Like last
I
time he had
know.
an invisible friend, and then this time.
Yeah.
To get to the others fighting, it's really cool how they showed the glitching having a detrimental effect to their fighting, and like them like jumping and then glitching and falling short of where they were trying to go and whatnot. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was nice to see that, like, oh, it's really starting to take a bigger effect now.
Yeah.
The last thing I have is just a funny line to me.
Yeah.
It's right after Liv grabs Peter and, like, pulls him close and, like, any last words? And Peter, in his glorious snark, just says, "Can I get a minute to think about it?"
Yeah.
I'm like, the snark never goes away. It's great.
Yeah, the last thing that I had was as Penny's tumbling through the air, we see her snacks just swirling around with her.
I keep forgetting she has the snacks.
Yeah. And we see they look like they might be like lifesavers and some other hard candies that are flying through as well. So she's got quite a stash in there, quite a diverse stash.
Girl knows how to keep the sugar high going.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No, that was all I had for this minute.
And that is all I had for this minute as well. Not much to cover, huh?
Yeah.
Very short minute. Thank you all for listening, and we will catch you on Friday with Minute 90. Until then, thanks for listening.
Bye.